Look, do you ever feel like the universe just sort of has it out for you? Like every step forward is somehow met with two steps back? And now winter is breathing down your neck, making things even more difficult? If that sounds like you, listen up, because here's the reality. Every trainer, every small business owner for that matter, they hit the wall at some point. You're grinding away, you're doing everything you think that you can, but you just can't seem to catch a break. And when the months get colder, fewer people seem to be calling, fewer people seem to be booking, right? It's easy to feel like throwing in the towel, just calling it quits. But here's the thing. If you're in it to win it, you need to focus on the long term. That pressure that you're feeling, that's not a sign to quit. That's a signal that you're getting close, and you're probably closer than you think. Pressure isn't the enemy, it's the proving ground. It's where the winners are separated from everybody else. You have to realize this. So here's the deal. Most people don't understand what pressure really is. They think it's a sign that they're on the wrong path. They think it's a sign that they've made a mistake somewhere along the way. But the truth is, pressure is a sign that you're pushing your boundaries, that you're stepping into a zone that most people are too scared even to approach. That's a good thing. It's the universe testing you. It's the universe asking you, how bad do you fucking want this? And your answer is everything. See, most trainers get this wrong. They see adversity and instead of doubling down, they recoil, right? They feel sorry for themselves. They tell themselves they need to regroup or they need to wait for the right time, whatever that means. They talk about all the external reasons that things aren't working for them. It's the economy, it's the season, it's the clients that keep ghosting me, right? But that's not what success is built on. And it certainly doesn't help you in any way to focus on the struggle that you're experiencing, right? Here's what happens when you persevere. Everything compounds. Your experience grows, your network grows, your reputation grows. Every day you push through, you're stacking bricks that will pay off down the line, but only if you stick with it. This isn't some hypothetical. This is real. The trainers who win, the ones who go out there and absolutely crush it, they aren't the ones with a perfect website. They're not the ones with the easiest path. No, they're the ones who decide, no matter how brutal the moment feels, they decide to keep moving forward. They don't let the pressure break them, they let it build them. That's the difference, right? The flip side, what happens if you give up? Maybe you don't call it quitting. Maybe you're saying, you're reassessing. You're trying something new. But let's be honest, stepping away from the pressure is stepping away from the payoff. You put in far too much work, far too much time to walk away now. And for what? A new idea that seems easier? A shiny object that looks like it'll solve all your problems overnight? Come on. That's not a strategy. That's sabotage. The truth is, breakthroughs don't come when everything feels easy and comfortable. No, that's not when they come. They come when the odds feel like they're stacked against you. That's the window that most people miss. They don't realize that the moments of greatest discomfort are the moments when they're on the edge of something bigger than they are. They're on the precipice of something enormous. I mean, think about this. Every major breakthrough that you've had, whether it was personal or professional or even financial, it probably came after a period of intense frustration or pressure. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. It wasn't a coincidence. It was the universe testing you how bad you want it. So consistency is what separates those who thrive from those who fade away. Showing up day after day, even when it feels like nothing is working, it's the only way to ensure that you stay in the game long enough to fucking win. And here's something for you to remember. And you need to remember this. The slow season doesn't last forever. It's easy to let the cold weather or lack of clients' interest mess with your mindset. But the truth is, seasons change. They always do. What's slow now won't be slow forever. What's hard now will be easier down the road, but only if you keep going. And so the trainers who stay visible, the ones who keep showing up, they're the ones who clients remember when things pick back up. It's not about being the loudest. It's about being the most consistent in your method, right? You have to be visible. The trainers who are always there, always providing value, those are the ones who stand out when the dust settles. And here's another fact for you. Most trainers won't make it. Not because they're not skilled, not because they don't care, but because they're not willing to outlast the tough times. You see it every day. Trainers calling it quits and taking a job where they're going to, put all their focus into building somebody else's dream, filling up somebody else's bank account instead of their own. But if you can be the one who sticks it out, who stays consistent, you'll find yourself miles ahead of the competition when the tides turn. You've probably heard it a million times, but it's true. This business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. The ones who make it aren't necessarily the fastest. They're the ones who outlast everybody else. The trainers who think long-term, who invest in themselves and in their craft, those are the ones who actually succeed. And here's the thing though. You can't just passively wait for the tide to turn. You have to be proactive. You have to stay sharp. You have to keep honing your craft, both as a trainer and as a business owner. Every skill you refine, every connection that you make is a step in the right direction. And when the season shifts, you'll be ready to make the most of it. Look, it's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making the moment perfect. You have the power to take control, to transform any frustration, any setback into a launching pad for success. That's where the real growth happens. And I can tell you this with an absolute amount of certainty. If you resolve to see things through, to persevere, your growth is inevitable. The knowledge, the connections, the strategies that you've been building, they're not for nothing. They're setting the stage for the biggest breakthroughs of your life. 2025 could be the best year yet, but it won't happen if you retreat now. It won't happen if you let the winter blues or a slow season convince you that all of this work was wasted. So I want you to understand there's a strategy for success. Here's what I want you to do instead. Number one, stick to the plan. Double down on the strategies that you know work. Number two, focus on relationships. Stay in touch with past clients. Nurture your network. Remind people that you're the best at what you do. Number three, stay visible. Even if people aren't booking now, they'll remember you when they're ready. You'll be top of mind when the tides change. Number four, invest in yourself. Take this time to refine your business skills and to build your audience and your network. Expand your knowledge, not just in training knowledge, focus on the knowledge of successful business ownership. Because while trainers often make the mistake of thinking that getting better at training is somehow going to make them more successful, the reality is these are two different skill sets and you need both. So use this time to get sharper than you ever were before. If you're not sure what strategies to double down on or how to position yourself for success in 2025, don't let that uncertainty hold you back. Reach out. Let's figure this out together. You don't have to navigate this alone. I've been there. I know exactly what this is like. And I've helped trainers just like you turn tough seasons into launching pads for their best years ever. And the only way out is through. The trainers who will thrive in 2025 will be the ones who will see the winter months not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity to outlast, to outwork, to outperform everyone else who is giving up too soon. So if you're in it to win it, this is your moment. Resolve to push past the pressure, lean into the discomfort, trust the process, and remember this: greatness is your obligation. Success won't ever happen without your participation. This life isn't a warm-up, guys. It's the only one you got. So take action this instant because today might be your only shot.